And we're bringing my audio back in, and here's the cast, and we're back! And we're back! Hello, and welcome back to the show, where dreams become a reality, if your dreams are horrible, and want to kill you. Speaking of dreams that want to kill you, back down in the mind freezer. How's it going, Stein? What happened last we left you off? You're muted, dearie.
Thank you. Yeah, basically, we're in. I'm inside Midnight's mind with what Stein can only deduce is the only pure part of Midnight that's left. She's
And
not
also,
even.
a hunk of gunk of Rachel.
Yeah, separated by a large metal door. So Stein has given Midnight the instructions. He didn't feel it was safe to bring her along to remember the day that they first met before going in the door, alluding to it would help in some way make her whole again. And Stein has gone into this through this big metal door into what looks like a combination of a large shower / walk-in fridge.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of a walk-in freezer almost. That it's designed by someone with very normally these things are built to hold a lot of things, whereas this was designed to hold one specific thing in the cold dark away from where Midnight could see it.
Yeah, so it's obviously been contained, someone's attempted to contain this. Stein has actually shut the door, so there's absolutely no escape no feasible escape, either for him or this thing that was initially lying under a tablecloth on a table, the only thing in the room, which he uncovered to be the remains of Rachel.
Oh, I just realised what this thing looks like. If any of you have seen Dexter Season 1, yeah, you know the body parts?
Oh, when he recreates them as dolls.
Yeah, when he kind of
wraps
bleeds them
them
out
up.
and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Rachel looks like at the moment. She's a collection of parts, all kind of laid there, as if they're in the shape of like a proper human being. As
Series
if
1 was the only good season of Dexter.
This is also true, but let's not dwell on that. We've had many a conversation about TV.
Really? What?
know-
No, we
I
never
know.
talk about TV around here.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. I think you put your hand on her forehead and you just got a. Well, finally, it was so goddamn quiet in here. And yeah, I think yeah. Actually, so what do you do? What do you do? I need to stop telling you things without you asking the questions for them.
Yes,
You're competent
so,
role
yeah,
players. You can work it out.
That's it. So we've got a communication going now.
Fuck.
Yeah, we've lost Joe. We can update him in a minute.
Yeah, just knocked my layout for 6. But yeah, go.
Yeah. So I never thought you'd be this ugly in reality, Rachel. I thought you'd be better looking for all the talk that you do. For all your talk, you're in a pretty sorry way right now, aren't you?
Yeah, I guess you got me there, Stein. You win all the money.
Not yet. Stein takes off his headset.
Yeah.
And puts it over Rachel's head. I imagine she has at least one ear left.
Yeah, there's enough for maybe you to clip it onto, like the entire second half of it is unoccupied, but yes.
Yeah. And he leans in and speaks, although he's, still communicating mind to mind through his contact with Rachel, he still bothers to lean in and actually say straight in her face, I haven't won until you go through what I've been going through. And he turns one of the dials on the headset the opposite way to the usual way he turns it to tune the static that is constantly playing from playing with the maelstrom. As far as it will go the other way around.
So are you trying to get something here? Because this is a perfect instance of going aggro. Or is the goal just to cause her pain?
I'm basically trying to fry her brain or her whole entity with the same static that plagued me from the standpoint that communicating with the Maelstrom, you know, it's a side effect of that. I want that to basically be turned into a weapon against her, an entity of the Maelstrom.
Okay. Yeah. Go aggro. I think. Because yeah, it may be a weird weapon, but you're using it like a physical one, so.
Fuck's sake!
Wow. Yeah. Midnight in the next room collapses screaming.
Oh, wonderful.
I can do it authentically if you want.
Go for it.
No, I can't actually. I'm going to wake up my flatmate.
Give. Oh wow!
That's
The most adorable little scream comes like
That's
echoes.
probably what you could hear through that massive
Yeah,
door anyway.
that's probably through the massive steel door. You get what sounds like a cat like rolling over or yawning.
Hard rolls every time.
Yeah. Do you have hard highlighters, or was that someone else? Oh, I didn't show that to stream. Ta-da!
How dare you.
Three whole roll, which it's not quite the worst roll you could possibly have made.
Yeah. I have an attempt to correct that, right? I mean, I have a good understanding of how this headset works.
Yeah, you don't kill Midnight outright. Yeah, I think you see kind of like the parts of Rachel shudder. She goes, "Oh, good to know you're going to kill both of us. Wasn't like that bitch didn't put me through enough pain already. Gotta admire her spirit, though, no?" That pout came down.
Yeah. Takes at this point, actually, and he actually asked, You're accepting that you're about to die.
She, I think if she could look down, it's like you get kind of like almost maybe this like slight tug in your mind of like, look at me. It's like I'm trapped in a tiny little space with a crazy person who tried to kill herself rather than let me have her. I may be, but mad respect. That bitch got some hate.
So why don't you just let go?
I can't do anything at the moment, Stein. And also, I'm tied to her. In a way far more fundamental than I used to be.
Does that mean that even the great Rachel doesn't even understand it?
I never understood anything, Stein. Just wanted to kill a lot of things.
Oh, I hate you so much. I twiddle with the volume again. Just, not the volume, the dials again, just to cause a few static spikes.
Give me another go aggro.
Yeah, I'm trying this again, because it can't be that bad twice. Touch wood.
I mean, you may just... He already didn't take her home once.
Best hard roll I've ever done in this whole 9-week saga.
Yeah, so I think you... Maybe it's like you get more of a grip on it and you manage to like actually phase Midnight out of it to some degree. Yeah. Midnight, you look at your wrist and like, I don't know, what tattoo does Midnight have there, normally?
She has a kind of almost tribal pattern on both of her arms.
I think you like kind of your arm itches a bit and you look down and you see it coming back in proper color on your wrist, on your like arm there, kind of like hovering in and out of like focus. And as it like the more it's in focus, the more in focus you feel, like more connected to yourself than maybe this like little comatose thing you're feeling. What do you do?
I'm just kind of like staring at my own arm in amazement, just going, "Oh my fucking god, what is going on here?"
Midnight is totally unequipped to deal with the situation. Some might say
Midnight is literally the definition of what the actual fuck.
Some might say that she can't even.
Some might say that she can only odd.
Oh dear, we're the worst. Okay, so yeah.
I need to stop saying that. I'm getting so old.
It's like, I hope you perfected your psychic surgery. Oh, bit preed there. She's probably gonna die without me.
I'm learning on the job, and if anyone's going to die, I pray to God that it is you. At this point, I'm going to attempt to read her. I think now might be a time where I have some useful questions to ask.
Yeah.
Because randomly trying to frazzle her brain, and so far 50-50 success ratio, not great.
Yeah, I mean, you're torturing half a corpse.
Yeah.
Just so you're aware of exactly what you're doing. Okay, give
It's
me,
fine, it's just me and her in a room.
yeah, roll your weird, but don't, like, mark XP as if you're rolling weird. Because, I mean, you can't really read body language and all that jet. You're reading, like, psychic emanations. Okay, you get one question for the reader person, then.
Okay, that is, I think, all I need. Just loading the actual wording. It's not loading. Anyway, the question I want to ask is... Oh, there we go, it's loaded. I want to know how I can get Rachel to help me in separating herself from Midnight. Now, to extend that, it isn't just a case of how do I accomplish this, as in, if there is a sacrifice that Stein needs to make, that is something I want to know as well. Like,
So sorry.
if there's something that she's not giving me, or if there is some way that she knows that she can relinquish our hold on her or a tie to her, then I want to know it.
So which of these questions is your character really telling the truth, and you're asking how can I?
No, bottom one.
What? How could I get your character to help Midnight?
No, to help in accomplishing what I'm trying to do.
So what exactly are you trying to do?
I'm trying to get her to actually let go and try and actively remove herself from Midnight. Even if that means that she has to move to a new host.
Yeah, I think at this point you realize, like, maybe, like, the chunks that are missing are what's left of Midnight. Like, you realize that there's only a third of her left, and Midnight is, like, that frail, weakened version is, like, what happens when 2/3 of Midnight come together to make one Midnight. So, like, getting rid of her is like, she's part of Midnight at this point. Whatever her, like, horrendous awfulness happens when you collapse a human soul in on itself. Which is a fairly untested field.
To simplify that, my grand goal there was to make Midnight whole again.
Yeah.
And not divided.
I think you get the feeling that she doesn't necessarily know, but, I mean, you've got a giant informational world out there.
You want me to open my mind to the Maelstrom, don't you?
I think that's your best bet. Like, the Maelstrom is like, you're playing with forces beyond your understanding.
I have a theory about how I can make this work, but I'm gonna open my mind to the Maelstrom anyway. So I'm just gonna roll weird and see what happens first.
Okay. Yeah.
Sick.
So, here's the thing. Midnight is missing chunks of soul. You could try and, like, just remove the will from what Rachel has going on and stitch it into Midnight and hope for the best. But if you don't remove all of that will, you may just end up with the same issue down the line. Or you can essentially try, and, like, I think this is where, like, a bunch of doctors turn up in your brain and, like, mixed with their weird psychic knowledge, go, like, basically recommend a
Transfusion?
transfusion, yeah, that'll work. And they remark upon, basically, they're talking in language of blood type, but, like, the Maelstrom is, like, translating for you. Basically, you get the idea because you're still very tinnily, because of your just general nature, connected to Rachel. Which gives you a bridge that you could try and funnel a bit of yourself into Midnight to make kind of a bit of your soul in there to make her, phrasing, to kind of encourage the rest of her soul to get the fuck back on the horse and stop going to hell. And you could basically use what's left of Rachel as, if you just unpick her apart, you could use her as almost stitches to help Midnight. But you'd have to... You could recover from, like, the amount you'd need to remove, but it would be strange.
Okay. So I can't use part of my soul to repair Midnight and actually...
Yeah, you can. It's basically you take a chunk out of yourself, and then you'd use kind of the common link you have in Rachel to, like, sort of... Basically, you're the organ donor, and you turn Rachel into the stitches.
Will rate? Oh God.
Rachel's will probably not, if you do it right, will not survive the process unless you really want it to.
No, I really, really don't. Unless it's on my
Yeah.
side. Yeah, I'm gonna attempt that.
Okay. Yeah. So you kind of need them side by side for this.
Okay. So, is Rachel actually understanding what I intend to do?
Maybe. She's not in a position to fight you.
Okay.
Like
So
you've got enough off of Rachel to know she's unable to do anything. Like do not misunderstand me. What you're doing is not like defense or anything like that. This is like you're murdering something clinging onto life.
Cool. Right.
So yeah, just let's. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Stan comes back to the door and shouts through it to Midnight. Midnight, can you hear me? Midnight is Stein.
I can hear you.
How are you doing? You okay?
I'm surviving.
Midnight, I found a way to make everything better. You can be whole again, and you can be you. I need you to open the door.
How do I do that?
There's a big fuck off handle.
There is that. Just one step at a time.
I don't think I can.
You can, okay?
Oh, Midnight is determined to bury some shit.
Midnight.
Yeah, I think as soon as you
are
say
not-
you don't think you can, the door, like, it's as if it goes from being right, like, a few steps from you to, like, a fucking corridor away. Like, perspective. It's like, you know when you look at a Magic Eye picture and perspective shifts? It's like that happens, and it goes from a meter to a mile. But still outlined in perfect shining chrome against this, like...
Can Stein sense that's going on, considering he's in her brain?
You sense panic. Is that roughly what Midnight is feeling?
Yep, basically.
Midnight, I need you to calm down. Did you think about what I told you to think about?
Yeah.
What do you remember? Come on, think.
I remember you were the first person I ever spoke to when I got there. When I arrived in Cecil Road.
Yeah, I think this like flashes like up in the same way the TV's going to do. How exactly like polite or not was Midnight to Stein upon like? So let's paint this picture. Like I don't know why you're arriving. Were you like sent for as like what drew you to Cecil Road, Midnight?
The reason I went to Cecil Road was because my family was originally from a different town.
Yeah.
And both of my parents got murdered by the authorities, and I felt there was nothing left for me there, and I didn't want a constant reminder of being those traitors' kid.
Okay.
So
much left in this world to explore. Oh.
exactly.
Cool.
So Midnight being Midnight was like, okay, well,
Fuck this joint.
fuck this shit. Let's find somewhere else to go and go down.
Blew that popsicle stand. Okay, yeah. So. Yeah, we see you maybe with, like, one of them, like, maybe it's, like, with a McRae employee, and you've, like, booked yourself as one of their, like, courier packages. And you come down off the lift, and, yeah, I think you're walking along, and, like, on one of those, like, boards underneath a car, Stein slides out, talking shop with one of the owner of the car or the skidoo or something. And then, like, looks over. And yeah, so we have this image of like, are you dressed as nicely at this point in time, Midnight? Did you arrive with all your finery and trappings, or was that?
No, I actually accumulated them in Cecil Road.
Okay, so what?
If you knew Midnight when she first came to Cecil Road, you would not recognise her. From the
Okay,
Midnight
so what
is.
does she look like now?
She's quite young, and she's extremely modest compared to her
Okay.
present day-to-day attire.
Yeah. So you slide out from underneath and you see that Stein, and Midnight you look down and see a guy covered in engine grease and all that jazz. And we'll fade away from this scene quickly to go to Lux. Actually, we'll cut.
Fallen asleep.
We'll cut first to Tudor. Sorry, man. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Long scenes, and people insist on splitting up in this party. So we cut
I
actually
actually
very.
to provide covering fire. That's all.
Yeah,
I
we
did.
cut quickly to Tudor's view as he like watches these cars come in, and this big ass truck comes through, and like behind it are a bunch of like smaller vehicles, including skidoos and all this jazz, and like a hailing signal is flashed at the
Like, yeah, have you given me a ring at any point, Tudor?
Yeah, I assume I would have given them a ring after I saw the cars. So yeah, I rang down to Lux to see what do you reckon we should do, as this is kind of her expertise.
Yeah. So I think as you're like talking, like you turn the truck has covered a big distance and it flashes like its lights at you in like a hail.
Yep.
Do you relay said information or?
How do I?
Well, you're on the phone to like. I mean, there must be a big light up here to like hail back. They've not got like so you can kind of like just flash it on and off. Or do you say anything to Lux?
Yeah,
We
I
did
guess.
establish there are cameras to this entrance area.
Yeah. I mean, Lux is going to be like,
Alright,
do
just
I
be
go?
like-
Am I going to kill the ice zombies?
Actually, yeah, you're
I've
so
heard nothing from this point.
you've got your phone like next, and you look down at the camera screen and you recognise said lead truck. It's dear old daddy.
I mean, sure. Okay, fine. Yeah, we'll just move that. Okay.
Yeah. I think that's.
I'm probably less bothered than that and more like, what the fuck happened with the ice zombies?
Just,
Oh, but the ice zombies are gone. I dealt with it.
Who the fuck were they?
Some people that wanted to kill Empire, and I don't think we can take them, so I just let them go.
Like, the woman has a psychic hold on me. I'm turning into the people like them. I want more fucking information than that. You don't just let them go and don't consult me.
might be
This is
one
a
mile.
fucking right-hand man, woman.
They have an army. It was more kind of like, don't follow me. We can follow them if you really want. Once we've dealt with the cars outside.
You know
But
what?
you
Fuck
know,
this.
when we can
Hang
actually.
on. Roll out. Open doors. Roll out. Drive out.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I think you kind of the lift side clunks up as like the assorted McRae convoy is pulling up to there.
Yeah, I used loud hail to hold it right there.
Yeah. So I think yeah, like door slams open, goes. The hell are you doing, Lux? Where do you think you're going at this time? Have I not told you to look after that goddamn car and not drive it in the middle of a snowstorm?
Everyone in there is fucking dead. Ice zombies just turned up and left to go. So, are you with me? Because I need to go investigate what the ice zombies are. Because I'm turning into an ice zombie. Are you with me?
Yeah, I think at this point, like your dad kind of strolls up and like this look of like the fuck, it's like on his face. His like face becomes visible in the beams, and he's like, ice zombie. What? I think you get a look of like everyone's dead.
As this is all going on, I'm heading downstairs. While
Yeah.
this conversation's taking place.
Yeah,
Good
okay.
note.
That's yeah, I think he kind of looks at you like, what? Everyone's dead? How? What? We heard there was a fight between Cecil and Tudor, but
Yeah, that.
came to make sure you were on the winning side, my girl. I'm glad
Yeah,
to see.
I was. And then Stein. You remember Stein, the stupid fucking mechanic who keeps messing with stupid shit?
Your grease monkey friend.
Yeah, he messed with shit, and it killed everyone.
Okay, how come you're alive? Do you like get out of the car to talk to him at all, or are you just
No,
like?
no, I'm like
Okay.
I'm in the car, like
it's
Yeah,
go
yeah.
time. It's fucking go time.
yeah. I'm just like, I'm still alive. Fuck knows. Weird shit happened. Right now I'm trying to work out if there's a way I can undead them because they're not. It sounds weird, but they're like not decomposing and shit. And there's a weird lab. And I reckon the ice zombies are from the weird lab, so I need to go investigate. And I need your convoy to back me up now. Can we drive?
You're asking me to take a lot on faith here, Lux. I haven't even seen Arpus. Like, what's...
Arpus is dead.
Give him a manipulate, I think, because he's like... You're throwing a lot of information at him, and he wants to believe you, but he's also just kind of, like, bewildered and not used to being ordered around by his fuck-up daughter. That's good. That's a 9. So, yeah, you... Okay. He goes, you said that Stein killed everyone in there?
Stein did some weird shit. We all went into a weird dream fugue state. When we emerged, everyone else was dead. I'm attributing that to him.
He nods and goes, okay. Is he still down there?
Yeah. I didn't particularly... He has booby traps and shit. I don't want to fuck with him right now. I'm off to try and
he
fix
flicks a hand and goes, yeah, just like looks back at the down the line. Goes, you guys, find the grease monkey. Confirm Lux's story. If he's still there, bring him along with us. Bring him along, catch up with us. You can follow our tracks. That all right with you?
That's fine with me. Just make sure they take care. He's a slippery one.
He nods. Okay. Yeah, two like guys in big like some of his outriders like their jeep like trundles up and like sits on that ramp, but he reaches over and hammers the button and starts lowering it. Yeah, Judah, you kind of reach the bottom of the stairs and get out. I think as you come out through like a fire escape exit, like Nylock draws and you're face to face with Lux's dad. It's like, describe your dad for me. Lux.
He's very much. He looks like basically what Tony Hawk looks like these days.
Right.
So he's like he's kind of fit, capable, but like obviously like is like 40. Like he's getting old, but he still looks kind of capable.
Okay. Yeah, so there's a bit of salt and pepper in the hair, but his eyes are still like his eyes are like still steady, and his hand holding a like 9mm pistol pointed at Tudor doesn't quaver, and his draw is in no way slowed down.
It's like no, this one is about the only one who's cool in there.
He kind of looks at his like goes, the crazy cultist who wanted to be king. Yeah.
Hey,
Lux, remind me that
he's done right by me.
Because you really need to re-examine your policy on friends.
Apparently I do, because Stein was my friend.
He puts the gun away. It's like, right. Kind of looks at the two of you. Well, you say we got to head somewhere to fix you. You got my boys at your disposal. Where are we headed?
Follow the obvious tracks of the bounding people.
Yeah, I mean, said tracks are getting less and less obvious by the second. So there's one piece of information that somebody may want to relay. And Tudor, it's about what was said about these things, of their Dr. Tessier's X things. So, I mean, if you want to... If there's kind of two things you can pursue here. One is you could chase the army of crazy things into the big swirling vortexes, which is where you towards Empire, or you can try and head to Wintermute Labs.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. My goal here is to chase them down to find out about the labs.
That's fair, but I mean,
that's why I wanted to get out and talk to them.
That's fine. I'm just saying that there's definitely an element of between the lot of you, and you're gonna know the way to the labs, and also you have like crazy mind powers. So, and you will know of their existence. So if you want to jump the gun, I'm cool with that.
Okay, at this point, I'll just be like, right. Basically, before the zombies left, I found out that Helen had acquired them as genetic experiments from Wintermute. So we definitely want to head there to find out what's gone down with you.
I mean, do you reckon there's anyone even still fucking alive there? Because we need alive people we can talk to about getting the undead people undeaded. It'll make sense later, Dad, I promise.
No.
We have no time for talking. Those people are moving quickly, and we're going now. Get in the car.
So, wait a sec.
I'm feeling a
is putting-
manipulate is going to need to happen on
Yeah.
one end or the other to make either of you cave. Well, to make Lux cave. I don't know about you, Tudor. Yeah, I think no. Lux is like, yeah, okay. He just turns around and is like, boys, and like the cars start like U-turning in the snow.
I'm happy to try and manipulate you to just be like, stop talking, talk on the way, if you want, if that would be the correct thing to do.
Does Tudor try to assert command, or does he follow the lead of his right hand?
As this place goes, we've got two choices: lab or follow the army. You're the one of having some kind of biological crisis. So, which one do you think you want to go for?
We're chasing after those fuckers.
Okay.
Get in the
Right,
car.
let's go then.
Yeah. So, yeah, you hop in. I guess give me either a sharp or a weird roll. I don't know which would be more appropriate here to track a bunch of soulless,
I mean,
engineered things.
the way I envisioned it, they've been gone literally about 2
Yeah,
minutes.
yeah, you probably got enough. It's just the thing that it is snowing. Yeah, you can try and chase. Give me a sharp, just to because like, constant snow is bad for tracking. Well, damn.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, you're
Does
good.
that also just mean I get to catch up with them, basically? Because
Yeah, you just slam. I think yeah, we're like the wall of like even at this distance you can see it like whirling ahead. You see the wall of the of this like blizzard in front of you.
I mean, I
And
would
it's pitch
prefer
black
to
now.
catch up to them.
Yeah,
I'm
like
not
you
fucking
can
catch
see
up
it like
before-
it's distant for like
Okay, good. Yeah.
miles away. You can see this thing. Like it's
I-
distinct against just normal snowfall.
I'm loud hailing, go, yo, zombie lady, I want to talk to you.
Yeah, I think you like the headlights catch the back of like one of these things like loping across the ground, and it turns. And yeah, I think in your head, like this like sharp like because I don't think you want to do this. The more you chase me, the more this will hurt you. I mean, you'll end up with me anyway. I'm sorry, Dr. Tessia was good at his work.
So remind me. All she's ever told me is just to bring Tudor to her, right?
Yeah. Actually, okay, I should be playing it differently, but cool, yeah.
And which one? Go. This is all in my head, right?
Yeah, you think you can talk back, I think.
Cool. So I think to her, I'm like, have you got anything to do with all the dead people in my town?
She goes, I was drawn there by whatever power did it. It's a combination. The Empire moved in and plucked low-hanging fruit.
So Empire did this.
I mean, someone was stupid enough to set it up for him, but
Yeah,
then-
obviously we're gonna deal with him later.
Yeah, I bet she's more along the lines of, well, they could not have done it without the sufficient preparation, but they were the one who harvested your town. Yes. Curious why you were left.
Yeah, so am I. Anyway, moving swiftly onwards. I don't have a lot. I'm not chasing anymore. I'm keeping a set distance.
Yeah, I think
But
so- I think the voice comes back and is like, you should turn around,
I'm like, do you?
and that one's a bit sharper.
Okay, yeah. I'm like, did you leave anyone? Dr. Tessia's alive, or did you just take the experiments?
Dr. Tessia lives on in me. I have not been to his labs.
If you help stop my transformation, we will help you defeat Empire.
I'm afraid that isn't possible. The only way
Everything is possible.
The only way I...
Look at your fucking self. You're an ice zombie lady. Anything's fucking possible.
I didn't do this to myself, and you don't want to be like me. I only know of 2 states for you. One, you turn into... She looks at what the good doctor referred to as betas. She looks out over like these loping things. And there's one other place. The alpha. Dr. Tessia was the last one. And now I am.
Now, my understanding of alphas is there's one.
You would be correct in this assumption.
guess who's gonna have some fun then?
I don't recommend you try this.
Well, I have literally no option.
That's what you say. Yeah, I think it's at this point, like, so the convoy's, like, drawing alongside this, like, loading thing, and like, crackling, maybe just for Tudor's ears. Like, you're busy in, like, mental conversation. Like, Nihilux going like, Lux? What the ever-loving shit are those?
I think at this point I'm going, what we need to kill. I'm just teased by force.
Yeah.
Oh, it's actually, no, no, never mind, I'm going to read the situation again.
Okay, right.
Because
You
I need
know,
to get my modifiers.
sick modifiers, bro.
Oh, well, actually, it's important to get my dice rolling probabilities correct, because I already rolled a seized by force and a +3. Do I want to risk a +2 to gain a +5?
I know you do.
Yeah, sure, sod it. This better not fuck me up. Good.
Okay.
Excellent.
So
That's
you
what-
have situation reading going on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Probably should have actually read her at some point, but fuck it.
Yeah, it's difficult too. She's kind of,
Yeah.
you'd be rolling weird to read this
Um,
thing. Games I play are strange.
Would I be able to tell that Lux is like planning something at this stage?
I mean, you can
I-
see kind of like, I think maybe almost like a heat haze around Lux's head that like you're getting more used to this strange second sight you've acquired. That does mean that like something psychic is happening. You can't, unless you do something, you can't jack into their conversation.
No, but I can tell not that he's speaking to her, that he's like scanning the horizon. It looks like
I
he's
mean,
about to
she-
make a move.
I don't know. Maybe. Give me. You'd have to either. Lux, is it very obvious that you're like weighing up the best point angle of attack and all that jazz, or
there's definitely is like
Those
grips tightening, like is I think at this point after she probably didn't catch it during the conversation, but like now she's reading, like she's very clearly scanning
yeah?
like things. Specifically,
Okay.
she's looking for what's my true position, as in where is she, so I can kill her.
Okay, yeah. You catch her in the middle of this clump of dudes, like being like sitting on the shoulders of like this like a larger one.
What's my
It's like-
best way in to blow her up?
There is a tactical route that you could possibly like if you throw caution to the wind and dive in right to the center. If you get lucky and shoot her first, you might be good.
And what should I be on the lookout for?
There's a fuck ton of them, and they're huge. Like some of them are like
I believe I was previously given a figure of 25.
possibly. You have maybe like if that's what I said, then that's good. There's more like, and there's about 10 of your
I
cars,
made
so
sure to note it down.
you're like at a gang size like lower, I think. But you have guns, but I guess you haven't seen the physical capacity. Of these things. Like
Cool.
you can see the muscles knotting, and like I think is the aggression is feeding across your like link. Like you see them start to steam more.
All right. Okay. So I'm gonna go on like radio, saying like, I'm going in for the leader of these bastards. Cover me. And I'm seizing by force.
Okay, one question before we hit that. Tudor. Reaction to that exact, like, you see the planning, you see the like, I think maybe Lux, like, do you normally drive, like, one-handed, and then, like, there's the kind of, the martial arts movie moment of you go to 10 and 2, as it's like, I'm ready to, like, fuck shit up, or something like that?
I think it's actually it's the so I have basically the grenade launcher is rigged up on the roof with like wires, and it's literally like I press a button, and that's like, and it goes.
Okay, nice. Yeah. Tudor, you see that, you hear the radio transmission. Lux is next to you. What do you do?
I immediately try and use augury
Okay, what's the intent?
to separate something from the maelstrom.
Okay, separate what from the maelstrom?
Her.
Okay. We're gonna have to talk me through like what you're trying to do with this, because that's odd.
Well, basically, you said that she's the new alpha of this pack thing.
Yeah. But the
And
nature...
nothing in this world happens without some kind of maelstrom. So if I sever her connection to the maelstrom, she won't be able to use the power she uses to control it, aka by speaking to them through their minds. So presumably they'll go feral and fight each other. Or, who knows? Basically, they'll become less organized because she can't communicate via mind.
Yeah, okay. I think a thing that does strike you is that, you know, you've seen her. She's a corpse being moved by maelstrom shit. Like,
Yes.
that may be a death sentence.
For who? What, me or her?
Her. Like, you may just kill her with that. Or do something horrifically unpleasant to
That's
her.
a good point. I haven't actually told you that, like, the
Yeah,
only
you
way
didn't actually hear the thing about the alpha.
You didn't hear it, like, I need to kill her
Oh
to
yeah.
survive.
Shit, yeah. Oh well.
Oh,
I
okay.
was in it for the
So
mind
you,
thing anyway.
but I think is there maybe a more like physical show of support of you like pull the revolver, and like maybe there's a moment where like Lux looks at you like, are we cool? And you just cock it and like roll down the window and lean out. Is that like the scene?
No, I think I still want to do the first thing.
Okay. All right. Give me that augury.
Come on, good roll, good roll, good roll. This is important.
Okay.
It's a good +3.
Ouch.
It's a very
Ouch.
good +3.
Yeah.
The most difficult psychic thing I've attempted to do in literally this entire thing, and I think this may be the only one I've not rolled a 10+ on.
I mean, that's fair. Like, you are fucking with a very powerful psychic right now. It's gonna make sense. Okay, so you can
I
choose
also
one.
level up.
Oh, nice. You can choose one of it'll persist for a while without active maintenance, it reaches deep into the maelstrom, reaches broadly through the maelstrom, or it's stable and contained, no bleeding.
Well, I guess shit's gonna kick off deep.
Okay. Alright, I think, yeah. The definition of deep into the psychic maelstrom here. Yeah, so like I think yeah, the crown starts to glow a bit, and you get this like the strange susurrus that we were talking about builds in your ears, Lux, and yeah, I think that kind of like rippling of time and space happens until you can see Helen in front of you again, and you just reach out, and like I think it maybe is like just the kind of like a you made of like golden light, and just like plunges your hand into her chest and twists. And then in your mind and in the real world, she just screams, and the like these huge monsters like explode, like outwards, like entirely. So like 5 are running straight at you guys, and I think 1,000 like voices, like just in one eye, Lux, you're seeing like you're in like that little town on the edge of the blizzard, and you're seeing this ice zombie woman like advancing on you and like slamming you against a wall, and like opens your throat, and like you see the drop of blood that you saw like on by the side of the garage, and like you see all the like this screams of these final screams and screams of pain, and like the moment that she ran up and killed Dr. Tessier in the middle of his guards and all this jazz like flashed before you. And yeah, chaos erupts. And yeah, you have a bunch of crazy things running at you.
Cool.
In like completely like any trace of formation is gone. They're just running towards you.
Can I seize by force now?
Go for it.
So besides, I want to seize by force specifically her life.
Okay, so you want to kill her,
I
not
want
capture her.
I want to kill her.
Okay.
Because there can be only one.
Okay, doke.
Yeah. And I'm rolling at 2d6 plus 1 for hard, plus 2 for my power of my car, and plus 2 for knowing the tactical route to get to her.
Okay. Take another +1 for tutor fucking with the...
Sure. Sure I will. That's 2d6 plus 6.
Okay.
That's fucking crazy.
14.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So
If
yeah,
only
you
I had to open the move.
fair
It's
enough.
a shame you're not me.
So you slam through,
Yes.
and like two guys like scatter like around you,
Yeah.
like when you hit them, it's like hitting a small car, like that. But you hit like a tiny point, and they bounce to the side, and you barrel along, and there's still like two. Like you see, there's two things like standing over her. Like the one that was carrying her is like dropped her, but another one's like staring at him, and they're like slowly circling.
Yeah.
And they don't see you. Like I think it's like the grenade launcher goes off and like smashes into one of them. Like she flies backwards, and you hit the other one. It like bounces like forwards.
Yeah. So yeah.
And like
I'm gonna take.
you can kind of just lean out of the car and pop some bullets into her if that's like how are you finishing this?
Oh,
Or do
it's definitely.
Or is it like rev over her with the wheel of the car?
No, it's just literally saturation of grenade launcher. Like
Oh.
the whole time, entire is blown to pieces. Because I'm taking inflict terrible harm, take little harm, and take definite hold of it. So that's meaning I'm doing 5 harm.
Wow.
Which is not reduced by them being a larger gang because it's an area weapon.
Okay.
I looked up tags.
I got that.
So that's 5 harm reduced by their armor, but not their gang armor. So yeah, and then if you want to say how much harm they do to me, I can say no, I have too much armor.
Yeah, I think the most harm they've done to you is that like when you hit them, they put some dents in your bodywork.
Yeah. So I have 4 armor on my car.
Yeah,
If
so
they-
like the grenade launch like swings down and like blows like a
it's-
small
There
crater.
is nothing left in where she was.
Yeah. Okay. So I think you do that, and then your like nostrils are assailed, like it's kind of existing on like in very much your physical senses, but the limit of them, like this smell coming from the spot of like something amazingly delicious. What is Lux's favorite food? If Lux could have dined on the finest cuisine of the real world, what would her favorite food be?
What would Lux like? She's not complicated. It would be something nice and simple. It would probably just be. She's the kind of person who would a good steak.
Cool,
Just
yeah.
Good steak.
Well, then it smells like medium rare steak.
I
And
mean,
like
based on her current changes,
Rare.
it's a blue steak.
okay, yeah, it and it smells amazing, and yeah, I think it's like the one that you like. I think you hear like predator senses turn on, and you hear the entire battle. Like the bullets are still going.
Yeah.
But the sound of like the monsters yelling like stops, and and you can, I think maybe feel their gaze turn towards where you are, and they're all looking at this spot that you've created. Yeah.
At which point I'm gonna like it's sort of like handbrake turn, and like as I'm doing that, stand up, like raise myself up like through the sunroof, and just yell, "Who's your alpha now, bitches?"
I grab the wheel.
Yeah. It's like okay, little buddy.
At all of the ice zombies.
Okay.
Do you
Yeah.
like me to manipulate them?
Show of force, surely, if anything.
You can try and go aggro. But yeah, I think there's a final stage of genetic assimilation in that little like. I think you get the idea that they're all not necessarily kind of looking towards the source of this smell, as opposed to necessarily you currently.
Yeah.
So
Alright,
give me
cool.
go aggro for me
Go
if you want to like threaten them or just
Yeah,
hop down
sure.
and
Yeah, I grab 2 SMGs out. I'm just like, who is your daddy?
yeah. This is your fucking blind justice in Fury Road right
Yeah.
now.
So that's just. I presume I probably don't get the +3 sharp anymore. I mean,
I'll give you an extra +1 for having just fucked them.
okay. Only rolling at a +4. Such a hard life.
Okay, yeah. They, I think, like, the entirety of the gang, like the major part holds very still, but as you step out, one of them, like, runs over towards you.
Yeah, I
And,
nailed him
like-
in the face.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, what's an SMG's damage?
It's... I think it's probably at me only, it should be 2 harm. I don't actually have all these guns on my character sheet. I should have put them all in. No, I should do it. No, yeah, it's 2 harm.
Okay. Yeah, so you...
But I do have 2 of them.
Yeah, you spray across him, and he, like, takes it and, like, dives for cover. Like, there's some small pockmarks where he's bleeding, but he's doing pretty okay. He, like, rolls over and is, like, staring at you across the kind of cratered section you're looking at each other across. And, yeah, the smoke clears, and you see, like, I don't know, it's like some hunk of meat that's not exploded and looks like, as opposed to the rest of it that was all cold and dead, this bit looks, like, alive. Like, it's practically beating there on the ground. Tudor, what do you do? I think a crackled broadcaster was like, "They've all stopped! What's going on?"
I put it... But
Yeah,
I'm-
you're like staring down this thing.
Yeah,
I
I'm not
think
using
you're
that-
locked in single
yeah.
combat.
Okay, never mind.
It's Tudor's in the car still, and hasn't said what they're doing differently yet.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying this from him.
That's fine.
I'll be like, we've taken off the leader. They seem confused. Lux is seemingly trying to communicate with them.
By which you mean spraying them with SMG bullets.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
They may run away. Hold tight and
Yeah.
watch your backs.
Yeah, he goes, okay. And do you do anything else, like, do you get out of the car and, like, back him up with the ray gun? What do you do?
I don't know how hard would this car be to operate.
I mean, you can probably, like, you've probably been shown, have you ever shown Tudor how to use, like, the targeting system on the grenade launcher?
The grenade launcher, yes. Actually driving the car, no.
Okay. There you go, Tudor.
So, well, I guess I just.
Yeah, the car is actually quite hard to drive because it's sloppy. That's one of its weaknesses. So
Okay.
it's quite hard to drive.
Fiction. Like it.
So I kind of man the turrets and cover Lux.
Okay. So you're following Lux's lead, I guess, in this.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Lux, yeah, you're staring at this thing across this, like, got like 3 feet between, or maybe 5 feet between you and this hunk of beating meat, and then 5 feet to this thing. Got a few pock marks in it, but it's still up. What's your plan? Every like, you can feel the gaze of the rest of the gang on you.
Can I
The pack.
read this zombie?
I don't think so. I think reading a situation is a little more calm. Or reading like it's. I think you can get everything you're going to get about it from just like it's a big feral animal.
I know, well, the thing is, what I'm confused about is, do I need to get the hunk of meat? RS is probably actually probably a psychic maelstrom.
I think at this point, like there's almost like a
Yeah,
whatever is
can I-
mutating
can I
you is
put
giving
my-
you this like drive that like that is
I need
the like
meat.
the blood beat in you is like saying that's how you do this. That's how you go.
That's how I do it.
Ascend.
The alphabet, cool. It did. Okay, sod it. I will not power game this shit, because power game would say, I duck back down, drive over the 5 meters, lean over out of it.
Yeah.
No, so yeah, I just like dive out of this car, like hosing down the like basically suppressive fire on this wolf,
Suppressing fire.
and dive for the
Okay, so yeah, you dive and like kind of I guess Matrix style leap,
Yeah.
firing SMGs. Tudor immediately
Actually, so
swings
I
in
think
with a
I probably
grenade
emptied
launcher.
the full clip of the SMGs, so I've switched out.
Yeah.
I've grabbed the gun, and it's a shot. It's like a auto shotgun now, like one of these SAG
Yeah.
10s or whatever. So it's like fully
Okay.
automatic shotgun thing that's just getting hosed down.
Cool, yeah. So that's like a 3 or 4 harm gun, but yeah, and then Tudor like swings in behind you. You definitely get your Daredevil, by the way, for doing
yeah.
this.
I'm assuming I'm getting my Daredevil for this entire maneuver.
Yeah. Okay, give me that seize by force, buddy.
Okay, which I
Well, are
don't.
you seizing the thing, or are you seizing the hunk of meat, or are you seizing this thing's life?
Seizing the hunk of meat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, give it
And
to me.
we can see, he can assist me if I need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I presume he's firing covering shots. Okay, cool. You have a 12. Oh, no,
no,
that's a
that's-
6. Need that assist.
Please assist me.
So what do I roll?
You roll plus your hex, 2d6 plus your hex.
That's
With,
plus 3.
That's pretty good.
It's a pretty good chance. This is why I was willing to not power game it.
It's a 9. Okay, so you expose yourself to the danger.
As much as I can do in a fucking car.
Yes, I think the thing closes the distance too quickly, and like you can't like physically bring the grenade launcher down enough to bear. So like it's a thing of like you leap for it. Lux like jumps out of the car, goes to like shoot this guy in the face, but he's covered too much of the distance, and the gun isn't coming up fast enough. You can't get the grenade launch down, and you like react with speed you've never done before, and like leap out of the car and like jump on it like ray gun like high, and it kind of throws you.
Ow.
How much armor do you have? You've probably suited up as well in this time, so I'll give you 2 armor. So take a harm.
Oh, joy. I'm so fucked.
Yeah, like you just land and like heavy. But you pop up and you're like holding the gun, and you've got the shotgun, and like the two of you just start like hosing it with bullets, and it like covers itself with its arms against the side of the car. Like what things are you choosing with your success?
My success.
I was going to say we have
to...
2 harmful guns. It should take a fucking
Yeah.
beating.
It's certainly not having a fun time.
So I get to choose 2 now. I'm going to take definite hold.
Mhm.
And I think what's most important right now is I'm going to impress, dismay, or frighten my enemy.
Okay, yeah, so, like, it leaps in and, like, hits you, and you, like, fall backwards.
So
And
I
it goes to,
also
like,
take
punch
1
you into the
harm,
ground. Yes. So it, like, hits you and you fall backwards, and it, like, goes to punch you, and my tutor leaps on it and, like, distracts it for a moment, throws it. And you shoot him in the face, then tutor's, like, shooting him in the back, and he's cowering. And you, like, run over, like, drop the shotgun, maybe. Like, the shotgun's spent as well, because you're like, fuck it. You grab the hunk of meat and just, like, bite into it, rip a part off and hold it in the air. And just, like, roar. And I think the rest of it, like, collapses into ash, as this taste of, like, blood fills your mouth. And, yeah. There's a sound of, like, they all kind of bow. I think as much as like wild animals can bow, they're like hunkered down in front of you, and yeah, your heart starts pumping faster, and like your blood boils underneath your skin, and we'll get back to what happens to you in the next session. But for now, let's wrap up the other two, just briefly. So yeah, in this memory, Stein wheels himself out from underneath this little thing and looks up to see, I suppose, chaste Midnight. Or something. Maybe actually it's the same Midnight who was like under that sheet, and she's like maybe hasn't got all the tattoos yet. She's younger, a little less pissed at the world. And yeah, what do you say to each other, or do you say anything? And is that just the moment? You're muted, buddy. Jamie, you're muted.
Jamie!
Is this a memory this is the memory that's already happened? We are painting.
Yeah. This is like the moment you two first ever saw each other. Tell me how it went down.
Okay, so yeah.
And it's like, and specifically to you, tell me exactly when did you fall in love with Midnight? Was it literally the second you wheeled out from under this thing, turned around and saw her? Is this like pure thing, not spoilt yet by the horrific world you live in, or what was the feelings going through Stein?
You could, to use a cliche, say that.
I'm a cliche kind of man when it comes to romance.
But I think more accurately, Midnight held Stein's attention from the second he saw her. But I think he fell for her rather than actually just being immediately in love.
Okay.
And it was partially down to the simple kindness that he saw in her and that she extended on first coming to Cecil Road.
Yeah.
It was also the acceptance as well. So
okay, then I would like to know, Midnight, what exactly did you do in this opening moment that displayed kind of like the gentle soul of Midnight we've never seen before.
I was this is going to shock some people. I was actually nice to him.
Oh my good god.
As you said, this is Midnight before she was, pissed at the world. So she was a very nice and kind and caring person, and in a way, she never actually lost that. She just learnt to kind of be like, you know what, that's all well and good, but sometimes you've just got to go fuck it and do it for yourself.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
that's what she learned to do. Except with Stein, she's always had the soft spot for Stein.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I just want to know to round this scene out. He wheels out. He looks up at you. He's immediately stricken. You look at this kind of funny little man covered in engine grease. It's kind of cute underneath all of it, but he's a bit scruffy. Do either of you say anything? If so, like is there any words, or is it just a fleeting glance, and another moment lost in the maelstrom?
I think Stein in total character just looks straight at her and goes, "I've not seen you before." Can I help you?
And Midnight responds in a very
Uncharacteristic way.
very uncharacteristic way, going, "Well, I've never seen you here before."
Oh dear.
Stone rolls himself out from under the vehicle, laughing. Says that anyone that comes out of that is welcome in my workshop. Stein extends a greasy hand.
Which Midnight accepts.
Okay. I think you shake hands, and then this vision dissolves, and Midnight, instead of holding Stein's hand, you're holding the handle of this door. The room is back to the normal perspective, and you're still holding this sheet around yourself. But yeah. And yeah, you're holding the handle to this door, and Stein's still talking from the other side. Okay. What do you do?
Who are you asking?
I'm asking. Well, Stein, I presume, is still saying the same kind of things he's saying. I'm asking Midnight. You're there. Your hands on the door.
I'm assuming Stein can tell that she's made it.
Probably not. This is a big, thick thing, and this world doesn't follow physics. And until she opens it, he has no real way of knowing.
She kind of hesitates there for a couple of seconds with her hand on the handle.
Yeah. This fading memory, clearer than probably any memory you've ever held before. It's like ringing in the back of your head.
And she just takes a deep breath, pulls the door wide open.
Yeah, I think as you do that, the rooms kind of shift, and suddenly it's instead of being two separate, one larger kind of room and one crappy room, off to the side, the rooms kind of become one little thing, and it's softened slightly. It looks less like a morgue and more like a normal hospital room. There's an element of hope to it that maybe there wasn't before. And yeah, Stein, you're standing in this new room. There's a two tables side by side, one of which has the partial parts of Rachel, one of which is empty.
Stein ignores all of this initially, and
yeah, and Midnight is standing in front of you. I think a lot more steady on her feet at this point. Still a little frail, but she's there.
Stein just looks at Midnight. He's starting to well up a little bit, and he just says, "You remembered."
I think he can tell that at this stage. In here, he has visions and he sees maybe an actual emotion in colourful mist come off Midnight. Maybe it's probably not it's nothing so cliche as you haven't suddenly fallen for Stein. Maybe it's the slightest hint of affection or something.
Stein has you know, he's struggling a little bit because he was becoming unattached. He was sort of stemming away, but this has sort of all brought it back, seeing that memory play out in front of him again. And he just looks at Midnight and says, "I've loved you since that day." And he extends a hand and says, let's put you back together again.
Midnight?
I have no response to that. It's just a.
Did you take the hand, or are you just like, wow?
No, I take the hand. And I'm just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, I'm not expecting Midnight as she is now to just be like, oh, like, it's not a Disney princess moment. But maybe there's something a little more in
come
there
on, it's midnight. It's totally a Disney princess moment.
Maybe it's something there that wasn't there before. Disney references.
Yeah. The snow starts howling, but beyond it you hear, love is an open door.
Oh,
Okay, yeah, so I think, yeah, you kind of lay Midnight down on the one table, and, like, there's the pieces on the other one. And, yeah. Like, I presume you're going to go for said psychic operation, but tell me what it looks like when you peel off a chunk of your own soul and just kind of do magic.
It's almost like if everything was a cartoon, it's almost like tearing off the outlines of everything connected to me, so they blur, fuzz, the colors start to run off.
Okay.
Of all parts of me, and then sort of fade back in, and the outlines reassemble. But at the same time, it feels like every part of me is tearing. Not so much in a painful way, but in an incredibly uncomfortable way.
Yeah, I think it's
sort of-
the miniaturized version of the kind of blender that Tudor pulled Midnight out of when she was when she shot herself in the soul head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you pull this outline off and kind of like, I guess, sort of, is it almost pour it into Midnight's like body, and then you.
Yeah, I mean, just to paint a better picture, I mean, the outlines sort of run up Stein's hands and sort of in place of what you, if you were actually sewing the sewing needles, his fingers are sort of the tools that he's going to work with.
Okay.
Yeah. And he runs them over the parts that he's stitching together, and sort of running a
Yeah.
hand
So like with each
lines.
like pass over a part of Rachel's like Rachel, it's like those like disappear and kind of like fade into the light, and then it's like transferred and like stitched into Midnight in some way.
Yeah.
Give me that weird roll.
I need a
Let's
moment.
Actually, give me an augury specifically. The augury specifically is going to be, I think technically you're protecting a person from the world's psychic maelstrom, and the ones you want to get are it's stable and contained, no bleeding. I think, and it'll persist for a while without active maintenance. Persisting for a while with active maintenance is probably the first level of like you need this to work without you concentrating.
Oh!
Boom. Yeah. So I think, yeah, it's all kind of a blur. And yeah, the two of you kind of like come to in Stein's actual workshop. Midnight, your tattoos are back, and you feel knock off. Stein, take yourself up to 2 harm.
Yep.
And Midnight, knock yourself down to
Wait,
6
wasn't he
harm.
already on like, wasn't he already like,
Oh.
on, like 10 harm or something?
No, Stein was.
I got the only harm I've taken at all is being punched in the face a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
Did he
he's
not,
pretty
like,
good.
Get stabbed when he stepped
No,
in the
no,
bed?
that was Tudor. Tudor got his like
How do I
ribs
mark?
shattered.
How do I mark 2 harm when there's
Under
only
harm, it's 3 and 6. So you
3
got
and
2
6
Yeah,
for 2 harm?
yeah. And Midnight, take yourself back down to 6.
Cool. This is working. This is great.
But at the same time, Stein, knock your weird down to 2. And Midnight, knock your weird up to 1.
That's some serious stat buffs you just gave him overall.
Wait, do you mean by 1 or up to 1?
Up to 1.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, well, you know.
It's a net-
So just
Turns
to make
out when you stitch like 2 powerful psychics into one person's body, it gives them buffs.
Guys,
I can't complain. As long as I get to keep my wolf pack, I won't complain.
Yeah,
just
that
join the
makes
game
almost...
pack alpha.
Oh, I like it.
I mean,
Yeah.
surely at this point.
So yeah, I think so we'll finish on like some things of like you both kind of wake up. Midnight, you're still tied to this. So when you wake up, you're back in your normal clothes, still shirtless, tied to a table with a gag in your mouth, staring up at Stein, who's got his hand resting on your forehead, with a strange sense of tranquility as you wake up. Though I don't know how long that'll persist. Stein, you kind of wake up feeling like you've got like a migraine going. But it's not the same static thing, it's just like, it's like you've thought, like that kind of stress headache that people get.
Yeah.
And yeah, then, I think the next thing that happens is, we kind of like split screen of like through Stein's eyes, we hear like a noise in the distance of something falling over. And then like two guys burst into like the main room holding assault rifles, pointing at you. Yelling like, "Get down on the ground! Get down on the ground!" Shut the hell up, Stein! And then I think we cut over to Tudor as he's like lying on the ground, clutching like his side, staring up at Lux, who like we can see just from their back, like outlined by the beams of the headlights of the McCrane-mobile. Like you can see the muscles in her back like shifting around. And yeah, that is where we'll leave it for this week. That was cool. We got through some good stuff in the space of 2 hours and 20 minutes. Yes. People got weirder. I'm excited to see what Midnight does with the fact she now feels.
Holy fucking shit, this can
Yeah.
only go well.
Yeah. Suddenly you've gained emotional spectrum. Or remembered how to have emotional spectrum. I don't know exactly which. I'll let you work that one out.
This is like an episode of House that I saw where this girl became a psychopath at the age of like 13 and then stopped being a psychopath.
Seems legit.
She was like, she woke up and she was like, oh, I feel hurt. It was really funny.
No, I reckon it's
I feel like that's going to be that.
to continue the Disney trend. I reckon it's going to go like Pinocchio. You've been, you know, pretty much a cunt this whole time. I realise that.
Oh God.
You are just going
Way to
to
put it bluntly,
hit.
Jamie.
Let's try and dial back the C word.
You are going to be hit by a wave of guilt. Like,
Yeah.
oh no, I've really screwed it over Geppetto. I'm such a bad boy. It's exactly what's going to happen.
Phrasing. Cool. And next episode, I'm going to do my very level best to encourage the entire party to hang out with all their new gizmos and gadgets and life-threatening diseases. And we'll see how this plays out towards the end.
Woo.
Yes.
See, everyone got buffs, and I'm just near crippled.
You can augury without anyone around and see the psychic maelstrom.
You've
That
had
was
buffs
last-
for.
that was
you've had
last
You're
buffs
also
for ages.
you're the main character.
Joe, everyone
This was the
else
episode where other people got a bit of
got to
spotlight.
catch up.
Yeah. And
Even
hell,
then, I'm still getting like turned into a werewolf thing, possibly.
I've got 7 days to live.
6.
Oh, yeah.
6 now.
Turns out transplanting your soul when you've been stabbed in the soul isn't a great plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll come back to that, and it'll be very exciting. Yes. Gotta work out some more obstacles to throw your way, and a few more chances to use some large amounts of violence. Would be good. Yes, so if you want to see all that, you should come check out the big old post show I'm gonna do after all this is said and done. It's gonna be very exciting. And yes, let's do HX very quickly before we wrap up. Although it's going to be a fairly easy round.
I mean, I wonder what's going to happen here.
Yeah. So, for formality's sake, just all of you prepare. I want a good. I like my reasons. I like my fiction. Feed me fiction. So we'll start with. I'll go around this way. So Jamie, who and why?
Midnight definitely knows me better. We obviously connected on
Some level.
A spiritual level.
on
Deep
every
spiritual
metaphorical,
level.
on physical level possible. The fact that we've shared that history and we've both sort of remembered it and watched it play out, and the fact that I pretty much saved her soul whilst exposing, more of my vulnerabilities.
Yeah, thanks for that,
unquestionably-
Jamie.
Huh?
Thanks for that. It's very much appreciated.
Yeah, you're welcome. I know you wanted to die and everything. You put a lot of effort into shooting yourself in the face.
I know, and you just kept fucking it up.
Fuck it up. You fucked it up. I was saving you from becoming a vegetable. Anyway, yeah, for that reasoning, I don't think there's any more that needs to be said. Midnight knows Stein better.
Okay, cool. Johnny! Oh, Lux. Why does Tudor know you better or worse?
Tudor knows me better. Wait, yeah, Tudor knows me better because, basically because I just ignored him and went, no, we're doing this.
Yeah. You know
Like,
that occasionally you'll put your needs above
yeah.
his.
No, well, I think, yeah, it's
Or-
more like there's a time
Or-
for dithering and talking, and there's a time for blowing shit up.
And you're at the forefront of the blowing shit up.
Yeah.
Cool. Midnight. Oh, yeah, by the way, Tudor mark +1 hex with Lux.
Yeah.
Midnight mark +1 hex with Stein. Midnight, give me a good reason why Stein knows you better.
Maybe because he was just there when I was like, holy shit, I can feel stuff, and it was because of him.
It was so magical.
And we shared the whole first memory thing, like the memory of us first meeting.
It was
and
quite sweet.
he knows the true midnight, not the bitch midnight. He knows the true midnight. And even though it doesn't necessarily mean he knows me better, it's just him remembering what he already knows. It's like a refreshment of knowing me.
Yes.
So,
He
yeah.
knows that you're not necessarily all the same nowadays than you were before.
Yeah.
Okay, +1 hex with Midnight for you, Tudor, Stein, and finally Tudor. What does Lux know better about you?
Lux knows me better because, as this will become more apparent, after that conversation with Helen, Tudor's starting to realise that he's not actually a God-given king. He was just picked, and slowly coming to terms with the fact that he is not like a king. He's just a badass fucking psychic. So he still thinks he's better than everyone, but for different reasons. And people can now move up in that level of respect because he has come down more.
Fair.
So now that Lux has like become this weird pack alpha thing, he's starting to gain some more respect for Lux as like an individual agent.
That's fair. Yeah, I think you may have one other slight thing of
Which was
maybe a thing in the back of your head. The closest thing to a god in this world might be Empire.
Yeah.
So you
I'm
know,
kinda going
you may
with
not be
kind of-
the one true god. but
I
you
will.
were.
I get my second XP. Thanks, guys, for not highlighting my sharp and hard. I'd have hated to have picked up 5 XP this session. Instead, I picked up 2. Thanks, guys.
Oh, by the way,
that's including with
does
rolling
4
over.
Does 4 mean I tick over?
Yeah, 4 hex. You tick over. You set it to 1, and you gain XP.
And I'm taking a move from another playbook.
Okay.
That move is the Gunlugger move, Insano like Drano, to get the +1 hard.
Nice.
Because basically what's happened this entire procedure of this campaign has been, looks like, started off, I don't really want to kill people, let's talk our problems through, and gradually it's been like,
Fuck it.
fuck it, kill
Fuck it.
everything.
Yeah,
Kill
and
everything.
yeah, you can have pack alpha.
Cool.
Just take pack alpha.
Yeah.
It's in a very literal sense. I will give you stats for the big gorilla men in a while.
Yay.
Yeah, he gets it.
And yeah. One last question. So Tudor, what did you advanced, didn't you?
Yep, I've opened my weird, my manipulate, and my go aggro.
Okay. So very quickly for the audience, what those things do when you open your going aggro, if you roll a 12+ when you go aggro on someone, you can basically, they just can't say no. They have to do what you say. They're too terrified to suck up the pain. When you roll a 12+ on a manipulate roll, not only do they automatically have to do what you want, this only applies to NPCs, this specific one. They have to do what you want, and also they have to, I remove them from my fronts, which is a thing on the GM side. If you come to watch post show, you'll see those, and put them into like a specific place to say, this is your buddy now. They're your bestest friend. Or a source of other options, but they become a trusted confidant, someone who won't stab you in the back. And finally, when you roll a 12, and these all happen on your roll 12+, sorry. when you open the move that open your brain to Psychic Maelstrom, when you roll 12 plus on that, you see the truth of beyond the Psychic Maelstrom. And the only given like bit of help for that is, I envy what you will find. So yeah, that's what I have to think about now. But thank you all for coming. Let's do a quick whip round, have everyone say their piece, and then we'll wrap up for the evening. So, Midnight! Oh, no, Chip now. We're no longer characters. Chip, say your piece.
Thank you, glorious people, for coming and watching the stream again tonight. It has been a while. And I think it went pretty well, considering I don't remember a fucking thing that happened in the last one. Because I drank a whole bottle of wine.
Yes.
Yeah, I did that. Anyway, I'm going to put my Twitter and Instagram name thing in the chat, like I normally do. Feel free to follow, because I like my followers, and I love all my followers and shit. And yeah, we'll see you next time.
Selfies.
Exactly, a lot of selfies. So we'll see you next time for some more Stein and Midnight shipping.
Yes. Midstein.
Midstein. Yeah, it did get called Midstein.
Steinite.
Steinite was the
That's
chat.
a fucking gem, isn't it?
Steinite sounds good. I like Steinite.
It's probably the best.
Steinite.
Steinite or Stip. No, that's wrong. Yeah, it's like,
Finbar, we know you can't name shit. Just leave it at
this is
Steinite.
true. I've found apparently there's a really good fucking like kind of cyberpunk sci-fi name generator in a place I know.
Where you take the name and you do it backwards?
Shut up. For people who are watching this on YouTube, Chip is at Sheringham Ray. That is SHERINGHAMREY.
Thank you, Finn.
I know, I'm the best.
There you are.
Joe, tell us about yourself.
Well, it's been a great stream. Hopefully, as Johnny and Finbar peer pressured me into getting these internet gizmo things, my Wi-Fi should no longer be shit when it arrives. And
No,
I
don't worry.
might.
We've got your beautiful mustachioed face.
It is
Oh
fantastic.
joy!
Yeah. Basically, I'm not doing this with like convincing you by like it's a really good idea and you should do it. I'm just doing it with like every time you come on the stream and your video isn't working, I'm just gonna put that on there.
Hey, I did that for charity. That was a good thing. I raised money and shit.
Yes, but the only reason people give you money for it is because you look like a twat.
That's why people
No,
do
I
all
wouldn't say
things
I wouldn't
for
say look
money.
like a twat. I said I think I reckon he's trying to look like he's like Mexican or something. He's trying to look like when Kenny Powers goes to Mexico.
I don't know that
Right.
reference, but fair.
Neither do I.
He's born
Okay,
in
yes.
He's
So
born in
hopefully you will have video soon.
Yup. Otherwise, that was fun. I mean, I'm worryingly close to death, but apart from that, all's good.
Yeah. Cool. Jamie?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That was a fun session. The chat was actually rather distracting for me this week.
They do that. They just want to talk about everything else.
Well, no. It wasn't even that. They were actually on topic, and it was
Oh
still
right.
distracting.
It's like or were they saying like you need to do this, or was there just lots of bang her?
The argument that has reoccurred, fuckado, killado, was still rampant some way through that.
Good, strong.
A lot of hate for Rachel, a lot of shipping for Steinite. That's now a thing. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. It's been very literally emotional. So yeah, follow Mathin. What he does is absolutely fucking fantastic.
Oh, you.
And a lot of fun doing this, and hopefully we'll actually be back next week as this hiatus is over. So
That would be lovely.
yeah,
I'd like to keep the momentum going for these last few sessions because I think basically with Tudor having taken those moves, we are entering the final phase because those things just break the progression of this game.
I like
and yeah,
doing that. It's great
yes.
fun.
But yeah, we'll find some. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool indeed. Yeah. You should follow Jamie's stuff at ejectsme.
Oh yeah, for YouTube, I suppose. Yeah, I put my Twitter in the chat for people still watching. At ejectsme, that's AJEXMI. For anyone who cares, I post some funny shit there every now and again, and yeah, I share what Finbar here is doing. So yeah, follow, stalk me, whatever you do with Twitter.
Do all those things.
That's it.
And hopefully Jamie will be on more streams than just these ones soon. Because he's
Yeah, I
coming
plan to be part of
see
future endeavours.
me. By see me, I mean he's going to live relatively close by. And finally, Johnny, who woefully, and I'm very sorry about this, but you got a lot less screen time than I would like to have given you this
It's
session.
fine. I got to blow stuff up in the end.
Yeah.
I've been anticipating blowing stuff up for literally like over I was like anticipating blowing stuff up from like the moment we learned there was ice zombies. I was wanting to blow stuff up. It took like a month for me to blow stuff up, but I got to do it, and
You
that
did.
made me very happy.
I'm very proud
And now
of you.
I have a pack, and I'm gonna have to look up like images. I'm gonna have to consult with you what that actually looks like, and my version of what Lux looks like now.
Okay.
But-
Yeah, I'm very interested to hear what you think, like, fucking weird mutation, because I don't really want to define that all by myself.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, yeah.
Yes. Cool.
Yeah. No. I don't really do shit on the internet. Just wish me luck for all my deadlines that I have to do, that I have for tomorrow, that I should have been working on now.
I'm sorry, buddy.
It's fine.
All right.
This is much better.
Cool. That's always good to hear. Right, so I'll wrap this up. Important things this Saturday. Encounter Roleplayer doing a 24-hour stream. I will be on there from 9 p.m. till midnight. London time, so that's British Summer Time or GMT +1. Playing Blades in the Dark, following the ever ridiculous adventures of Caro, and whoever else he's roped into helping him out this time, which will probably be stupid and fun. And we've got to escape from weirdo vampires and steal shit. He will also be playing a lot of D&D and stuff in that time. You should go totally watch it because it's really good. Other than that, there will be streams this week. I will put up a schedule after this is done, but I intend to stream on Wednesday evening. I hopefully have the time. A whole bunch on Friday, and then I'll probably try and do a bit on Saturday, maybe before I go over. Or maybe I'll just stream on Sunday or something. I'll work it out. There will be a very long post-show to cover all the things and like ramp up everything towards the last push. It's going to be great. Us, stupid, erotic, never. Also, you should totally go watch West Marches on their channel, because I occasionally appear in it to be a crazy mad wizard. And I'm great. For the rest of it, follow the stream, follow the Twitter, follow all the other social medias. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. I love you. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. From all the cast say bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
See you guys.
That's so enthusiastic.